G'day everyone! Firstly, I want to thank everyone who watched my last video game composer diary video, where I spoke about how I composed the music to the trailer for the upcoming game Meridian Frontier. I reckon it's super cool that I can share my music with people all over the world like this. Recently, I've been super busy, continuing to work on some projects and starting some new ones. I've also recently purchased a really fantastic microphone to record the voiceovers for these videos. What's even more exciting is that I've recently finished writing the music for a fantastic little sandbox world building game called Terra Toy. Terra Toy is a super simple and peaceful creative sandbox game where you sculpt terrain and place down different objects to create your own scenic planet. You can build whatever you wish by using a whole bunch of different tools and an extensive library of different decorations. I originally reached out to Daniel, who's the sole developer of Terra Toy, after seeing one of his fantastic devlogs. I love composing peaceful and cozy music, and I could really envision myself creating something that would suit the aesthetic that he was trying to achieve with the game. We had some discussions, and we both agreed afterwards that I would be a good fit for the project. As a composer, it is super helpful when developers have a solid idea of the type of music that they're wanting within the project. Luckily for me, Daniel was really fantastic at providing a clear indication of what he wanted musically within the game. Daniel referenced the music to the city building puzzle game Dorf Romantic, composed by the fantastic Larissa Akata. I spent a few days listening to the music from that game and really internalizing it to find out what aspects of the compositions that I could use within my own writing. I decided that to create the cozy and peaceful musical aesthetic that Daniel wanted, I would need to compose some pieces that were piano-driven, melodically and harmonically simple, organic, with a really calming textural quality to them. A number of the tracks from the game utilize multiple piano parts simultaneously. In my track, The World Began, I used two pianos. Both of these piano tracks are from the Native Instruments Noir piano library. One of the pianos I use is a textural tool, as the Noir engine has a beautiful particle effect, which adds lots of little delayed bleeps and bloops to whatever line you program in. I really loved the hypnotic sound of that textual piano patch. While this piano part plays an ostinato, the main melody is stated by another, much more dry piano. To emphasize and enhance this melodic line, I then added a really simple floaty synth lead patch from Zebra 2 to double the piano melody. To reinforce the harmony, I used the fluffy audio upright bass. I love the sound of this instrument, and I think it really reinforces the organic aspect of the track. As another textual element, I outlined some of the harmonies using a super breathy patch from the Phono Loops library Tapes 0.1. I love this library for its super analog sounding, slightly noisy synths. I love the sound of finger-picked guitar in this sort of music, so as another organic element, I added some sparse pick guitar from the Native Instruments picked nylon. This is used mostly to outline the harmony and for occasional little chordal embellishments. In order to give the track a percussive element and to help it move along and drive, I added a short percussion loop from Damage 2, which I modified and pitched up to make it less intense, alongside a kick drum, ride cymbal, and shaker, each from East West Opus. I didn't want the track to be super percussive and in your face, so I avoided using hi-hats and snare drums as they have a slightly harsher timbral quality. Finally, towards the end of the piece, I added some long swelling string harmonies from the Cremona Quartet string libraries. These solo string libraries are up there for me with the cinematic scoring studio string libraries, the solo ones, which I've been using more recently in my new work. I actually use strings in most of the tracks for this game, but to keep it sounding organic and intimate, I decided to limit the strings to a simple quartet instead of larger symphonic strings. In terms of the harmonic progression of this piece, it's actually quite straightforward. It just consists of two sections. The first section, or the A section, follows a cycle of E major add 9, C major 7, G major 7, A7 sus, and then finally back to an E major add 9. I find that this progression invokes a sense of wonder while not being too intense or dark. The following section, or the B section, develops on the A section pattern by using some modal borrowing. The harmonic progression here goes C major 7, D add 9, A minor 9, F major 7, G major 7, A sus, before finally returning home to an E major add 9. When you put all of these elements that I've spoken about together, you get something like this. Sweet, I'm super excited for the release of Terra Toy on the 27th of October. And if you'd like to hear all the music I wrote for the game, it is currently available now on streaming platforms. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to comment or shoot me an email. I'll leave my contact details in the description, but for now, I'll catch you later.